Well, hello, students. Here we are in our third week already. Can you believe it? And this week we're going to be covering Chapter 9 on leadership and decision making. So, getting right into it, okay, um, try to think of somebody who you really looked at as a really effective leader. Reflect on that for a minute. What made this individual a really good leader? Could it be personality? Could it be the way they handled the crisis? All good leaders have their own way of influencing and motivating others. How do they motivate? How do they inspire? And how do they influence their employees to work toward not only organizational goals, but their goals as well? So, Chapter 9 basically focuses on several approaches to leadership, and it also describes both transformational and charismatic leaders and what their perspectives on leadership are. It also looks at types of leadership substitutes and neutralizers, as well as other contemporary issues in leadership. Meaning that sometimes we see leaders as coaches, and what type of coaches are effective. And also some of the cross cultural issues in leadership. In this chapter, we're going to discuss strategic leadership, ethical leadership, and virtual leadership, which we're doing right now. It relates to leadership to decision making. So, how does an effective leader relate to making good decisions, or a leader relate to making bad decisions? We're going to look at both the rational and behavioral perspectives on decision making as well. So, this week in this particular chapter, for Monday, we're going to define leadership and distinguish or differentiate leadership from management. We're going to look at some of the early approaches to the study of leadership. On Wednesday, we're going to discuss the concept of situational approaches to leadership and describe transformational and charismatic perspectives on leadership. We will also want to identify and discuss leadership substitutes and neutralizers, which I mentioned earlier. Finally, on Friday, we're going to look at leaders as coaches, and we're going to examine gender and cross-cultural issues in leadership. On Friday, we're also going to describe strategic leadership, ethical leadership, and virtual leadership. And then finally, we want to relate leadership to decision making and discuss both rational and behavioral perspectives on decision making. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to begin by focusing on defining leadership and distinguishing it from management. And then I'm going to talk about some of the early approaches to the study of leadership.